Tena koutou, tena koutou, tena koutou katoa. Welcome to Korero with Vaishali, where everyone comes to love, laugh, live the moment, and inspires all to live our life in its authentic way, to be the best version of ourselves. Saying that, Korero with Vaishali is a platform where the community heroes, the amazing people from the community, are happy to share their stories, their insights, and highlights of their lives to inspire us all. So, what we are doing today? Today we got Sarah Thompson, who is standing for the Mayor of the Tron, Mayor of the Hamilton. And we're going to catch up with her and we're going to find about what is the best that she is willing to do to make a meaningful life in Hamiltonians' life. So, who is Sarah Thompson? A little that I know about her. So Sarah Thompson, she is born and brought up in Waikato. She has two beautiful kids. You might have seen them. She takes them around sometimes wherever possible for her. And actually, she has done her studies from Fairfield College, I think. Not only the studies, she was the head girl there apparently. And she has done her lawyer studies from our own university, Waikato University. Isn't it amazing? So she has witnessed a lot, I guess, around here, and more about her professional life. She is a second-term councillor. She is a lawyer, and she was elected in 2019, I think. And she is a chairperson of council's Strategic Growth Committee. So that's Sarah. And I think she's the independent candidate, meaning she can work with anyone who are willing to bring the best for the Hamilton city. And she can make her own decisions where she thinks, okay, this is the best for my people. So she can go with them and she can work. I think that's it. That should be more than enough for me to introduce her. She's definitely that happy face goes around. And yeah, so shall we welcome her and let her do the rest of the talk. Let's find out what are her plans, what are her strategies, what is that she is willing to bring to us all and make difference to our lives. So let's welcome the face with beautiful smile, Sarah Thompson.
Oh, thank you so much. It's awesome to be on your podcast. Thank you, Vaishali. I'm looking forward to talking.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. It's a great pleasure to have you on board. And thanks for your willingness to come and share your thoughts about what you're going to bring around. So, shall we dive in?
Yes.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Before we start, I'll say, so it's just a casual catch-up.
Yeah.
So you can answer. You can say no to the questions that you don't like. You can just relax. Yeah. Because I can see that a lot of stuff you're doing around. So basically, you can answer these questions based on your values and your plannings. You might have, if you're standing for the mayor, definitely you might have thought about it. You might have what you're going to do for the Hamilton. You've been, here in Hamilton all your life.
Yeah.
So you know what you're going to bring to us. So just relax and based on your values, reply the questions that I ask. I will make sure that I'm not asking you any weird questions, but let's dive in. Yeah?
All right, sounds
Ready?
good, yeah.
Okay, first thing first. What are the places of opportunities that you think can be developed?
Here in Hamilton.
Here in Hamilton, yeah.
Yeah, places of opportunity. When it comes to how we run our city, I think affordability of our rates is really important. And at the same time, I really don't want to see us cutting those services the council provides that people really value and that make the city a good place to live. I'm not someone who wants to be cutting library hours, like what an amazing place we're in right now, or cutting things like City Safe, which make our city feel safer, or looking after things like our roads and gardens. So how do we work smarter as a city to provide that kind of value that our residents are looking for, but in a more affordable way? I think that is a really important thing that we need to work on. And so one really big opportunity we have in front of us is to work with other councils. Waikato District Council is our neighbour, and they actually wrap around most of Hamilton, along with then Waipa District Council. So I think we need to work more closely and say, how can we deliver things together? Why should we have different computer systems and different finance teams, different HR teams? Let's join those things together and save money for our residents while still providing what people need and want in the city. So for me, that's a really big priority. And we've just started doing that with water. So we are joining together with Waikato District Council to deliver drinking water, wastewater and stormwater together, and over the next few decades that will save residents money and help us to deliver the pipes and the treatment plants and things that we need for our growing city.
Wow, I am amazed. So you're talking how to develop city in innovative ways.
Yeah.
That is really, wow. Okay, great.
I can talk about one other. I've got lots of ideas, but shall I save it for later, or I think share one more?
I think we will save them to when we go into deeper dive in each subject. Maybe then we can talk about it. It is just first three questions will be kind of generalized. Okay, what are your plans, and when you are planning to implement these plans? So if you get elected, so you have 3 years.
Straight away.
You got a lot of plans, I heard, and they're amazing. I love them all. Which citizen wouldn't like to hear about the innovative development about your city and opportunities and making life easier? So in those 3 years, when do you think you would like to implement these projects of yours?
Yeah, so along with, I guess, looking at the affordability of rates, there's also I'd also like to ensure everyone has really fair access to things like pools and libraries, the things that make Hamilton a good place to live, and also that we maintain our city really well and we fix things quickly when people come to us and say something's broken. So I think that we can make, in terms of working with other councils, I think it will take some time. So we need to be working actually right now, and I am doing that work right now as a councillor to push for that change. And then as mayor, I think I would be in an even better position to lead that change. It's not easy because people working within the council might feel like that change could threaten their job or be something that's unknown and uncertain. So there's a lot of work to do with staff within council to imagine how we can work better together. But I would hope over the 3 years that we would have a number of services that the council provides delivered together within that 3 years. And same with maintaining things better. I think we can make improvements very quickly in that space. Yeah. I think it will take a bit more time with providing better access to our pools and libraries. For example, on the east of Hamilton, there's no pool at all. And then in, say, your south of Hamilton, there's a real need to increase the size of the library in Hillcrest. And there's money for that, but it's a few years out. So I think those things will take some more time, but we've got to first have the plans in place and have the money in the 10-year budget. There's some quick things though that we can do too. Like I'd like us to work together with more schools to have their pools open during the summer so that more people across the city have somewhere close by to go with their kids. And so a mix of fast and slow.
Okay, very good plans. Actually, I was going to ask you what is your long-term vision for Hamilton City, but I think you kind of,
a place people love to live.
Yeah.
And it already is, but it's growing, and we've got to make sure that we look after those things that make Hamilton a really good place. you know, that it still continues to be easy to move around, that we can still have those great places to take our kids, and that we can, you know, live in a city that's well looked after, so we feel really proud of it, and that it feels safe. Those are all really important things for a growing city. Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, actually, as you're born and brought up in Waikato, you witnessed quite a lot of things, right? So what do you think, what had changed in last 10 years in Hamilton?
In the last how many years?
Last 10 years maybe?
years?
Like,
Yeah.
you know, what is the major change that you liked it? Or what is the one thing maybe, you know, could have been better?
I think the biggest change is just the size and the growth of the city. We now have 190,000 people living here. Where we are in Rototuna right now, I still remember when this was farmland. So there was nothing here whatsoever.
I remember that.
I remember when they were over at the other Rototuna shopping centre, there was nothing there either. And actually I was in high school when the first supermarket, which is now the Woolworths, was built. And my best friend at the time applied for a job there to work at the checkout. So yeah, it's getting a lot bigger and busier, and that actually it brings lots of cool stuff to the city, right? And it's starting to feel like a more grown up city. It does mean more traffic though, as well. That's the downside.
Feels like we're in Auckland?
Yeah, it's like I live really close to the central city, so it takes me 20 minutes to walk, so I don't have to sit in traffic too much. But if you drive from Rototuna into town, it takes a really long time.
Oh yes, that's true. Actually, I get always stuck around the Fairfield Bridge.
Yeah.
Feels like,
Forever, yeah.
Okay, wow. Actually, I can instantly ask a few questions around your answer. But as we are growing city, around the housing, how do you think like housing in, how do you address the housing affordability around Hamilton?
Yeah. How do we address it?
Address the affordability.
It's a really tough issue. It's very tough. What councils can do is, firstly, we can try and work better with developers to make it easier and faster to build a house, which means the cost is less, which means that they're in a better position to build in the first place. So I've been doing some work to try and shorten that process. And I think a really good opportunity is having a fast-track building consent, and also having more people who can make decisions faster rather than having to go to their boss and wait for it, you know.
Less handling.
Yeah, less handling, so make it more direct. And also working with developers if they say, hey, we would like to open up a whole suburb here, instead of just saying, you know, we don't have any money for infrastructure, so no. We've been trying to work with them collaboratively, so they are funding the infrastructure, but we work with them to make sure these new areas are well planned and that they're paying for the infrastructure needed to put them in, and so that may help with housing. We've got a policy where we don't charge development contributions on community housing projects, and we're looking at ways where we don't have wastewater infrastructure and you can't currently build a house, to prioritise some of our funding to put to fix the wastewater where people are wanting to build affordable community housing. So there's little things we can do too, but council kind of plays one role and the government plays a big role in housing affordability.
Okay, cool. That will be a good planning, to prioritize and, cool. Actually, another thing, a lot of people are talking about the rents.
Yeah.
So do you think, is there anything that can be done so that every, a middle class man or everyone can afford these rates Is there any possibility of cutting it down, or do you think is there any room for that?
It's a good question. I don't think we'll see, no matter who you elect, I don't think you won't see rates go down.
Okay.
But can we reduce the planned increases? That I think there are opportunities to do that.
Okay.
And that comes to what I was talking about before, working together with other councils to share costs, looking at how we make it cheaper to actually, say, maintain the city and build infrastructure. We contract out a lot of work, and I'm not convinced that always saves money. And so I think there are opportunities for a council to do some things itself and actually save money and spend less on contractors and consultants. So I would like to work on that as well. And there's also for people who, for example, are retired and in their own home, we're working on a scheme with other councils to make it really easy and a lot cheaper than it would be otherwise, to defer your rates so you don't pay them until you actually sell your house.
Oh, yeah.
So there are a few things there. I think we will need to work really hard with the government also on just having some other ways to fund what the council does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and every mayor around every city and town has been saying this for many years, but the government doesn't want to try and fix, well, this one and, you know, the previous one, there hasn't been really any good moves to fix that. So it's a really big challenge that,
So everyone needs to work together and find out the ways something can be done.
I would love for the government to take GST off rates, because right now you pay a tax on a tax, and that would immediately reduce our rates.
I think, as you know, even when the time to pay rates comes, I'm like, okay, do I have money in my account? You know, I mean, I'm middle class as well. You know, so that is, I think that there is an issue. There is a chance if someone can do something about it. I think we all can breathe a little, and that same money we can spend on our kids, which is the future generation. You know, we can spend on to get them skills or some sort of any knowledge, anything. You know, we can spend on their sports, so we can create future generation. That will be good. But let's see. Hope for the best.
Yeah, I know. I think it's looking at how do we, because there's quite big, you know, how do we reduce those future increases so that they're way easier for people to deal with.
At least balance, you know, life.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. What initiatives would you take around the environmental sustainability?
Good question.
I've seen you planting plants somewhere.
Yeah, I can talk about some stuff that I've done already in my time on council. So we, last term, a few years ago, I took a lead in some work called Nature in the City. Oh, nice. And the idea is to go from Hamilton having only less than 2% of its entire land cover with native plants on it to having that be 10%. So Hamilton has lots of gully systems.
Oh, yeah.
And right now, those gullies, they're really important for stormwater, so they help to stop the city from flooding. Okay. But they also are a great opportunity to get rid of the exotic invasive weeds and plant native trees. And there's a good example of that in Sealy's Gully. Have you been there before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's beautiful. So it was planted 50 years ago. It's in Hamilton East. It used to just be farmland, and now it's got big kahikatea trees. It's gorgeous. And that's the kind of thing, the legacy that we could leave for our mokopuna, our grandchildren. So yeah, we've put a little bit of funding towards supporting people, community groups to replant those areas, and they'll be really special areas for future generations.
Okay, all right. Actually, I was going to ask you a few more things. I think maybe short answers will do as well.
Yeah.
You don't
Okay,
have
I'll be
to,
shorter.
I think,
I'm taking too
yeah, maybe
long.
they might be closing, so we might need to wrap it up.
Okay.
How will you support mental health and any addiction services programs around the city?
I think the best thing that council could do is advocate to central government for better services, because we don't provide mental health services, but also support Te Whare Korewai, which is an organisation which helps people living on the street in Hamilton Central City, and work with them to try and get funding from central government to get people off the street and into a warm, safe place during the day.
Cool, thank you. And do you have any plans to improve education in Hamilton schools?
Not really council's job.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we don't.
So not even support or push or...
We do education in terms of we help schools who want to where the students want to volunteer to do tree planting. We help schools where they're teaching students how to reduce waste and do things like that.
Also nothing like maybe youth employment plan or skills development or something like that for the...
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's something councils don't usually get involved in, but we do support community houses.
Oh, yeah.
So do you know like Western Community
Yes, yeah.
Centre and stuff? Yeah. And they, community houses, they provide services. So we support community groups who do some of that work.
Okay,
Yeah.
Great, thank you. All right, I think what strategies would you use to improve to attract small businesses or industrial
Yes. Yeah.
attractions to
New
Hamilton? Maybe something
industry,
like
So a big priority as Chair of Strategic Growth has been to increase the amount of industrial land in Hamilton. We have a shortage, and it means that it's more expensive for businesses to rent and lease land. So if we want people to make stuff here in Hamilton, which I do, then
a lot
it needs
of
to be
entrepreneurs
more
out there. I can see at the moment.
It needs to be more affordable. So we're working right now with developers to try and open up more industrial land. I think, it's a key policy.
That's great. Next question related to link to this one.
Yeah.
How would you support the small businesses, local small businesses around the Hamilton?
Yeah, good question. I think one thing we could do a lot better as a council is when we do roadworks, work with the small businesses much earlier so they know what's happening and they can plan better for that.
Nice.
Also, making sure that we do keep car parking for businesses if there's roading changes and things. I think the council's made some mistakes around that in the past. And for the CBD, I'd like to see us make it a whole lot cleaner and safer for people.
A lot of parking, you reckon?
And so I've got, there's some projects that will increase the parking a bit, and there's been a developer who said that potentially can make hundreds of car parks free on the weekend and available for people. So there's some cool opportunities there.
What
too.
about the weekdays, for the people who are working in the city? Would that make any changes? Life easier for everyone?
For employees?
For employees, maybe? They're happy to just run to the workplaces,
Yeah.
You reckon?
Don't know. I think we could definitely. Don't think we could increase parking during the week. There's parking on the streets, but you have to pay for it. We could be working with regional council to have better buses that are a lot faster and cheaper. So you don't have the stress of finding a car park, because I know where you are. There's no car parking.
I mean, it's not just myself. I heard from almost everyone. I think they stress about the parking in the morning. Rather than thinking about parking, I would say they're going to work, they're parking there, they're finishing their work, coming back that time, that, struggling to find parking and going around, they can have that quality time with their family, their kids, they can spend, rather than going from that parking to workplace, that same time, they can utilize that to go with their kids for walking or take them on walk, biking or anything. I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
The thing is with
you know?
parking is it's like how do you create more of it? It's because there's only so much space in the CBD, right? And so if you put a parking building in, it's like it can cost up to $100,000 per park to build a parking building. So it's I don't think we would have the money to do it. Sorry. I would like to help you with finding a car park.
Well, yeah, there are a lot of other issues actually to be prioritized. So yeah, cool.
I know parking's a very important thing, though.
Honestly, it is actually maybe.
The thing is, so the thing with parking is people want it to be free, but then you make it free, and then you can't find one because everybody wants to park, and so there's the balance, you know, like.
Yeah, I think it's good for mental health as well, just going from parking to workplace. So you know, maybe that's good for
the walk,
health
you
as well.
mean?
Walk, yeah, that walk will be good as well. So it might not be really concerned, but for the busy lives, I think that will be something to think about.
Yeah.
Cool. So how will you ensure that city council decisions are data driven and decisions based?
Yeah, good question. We, like, for example, with transport, we've been trying to make better decisions around that. And so we have every transport decision we make, we've got the data on how many people have been hurt at a particular intersection, how many people use it. There's sensors all around the city. And so that's an example of where we use data. For example, if we are going to update a playground, we go out for consultation and we try and understand what the local community wants. So part of that is asking people what they want in consultation too. It's probably always something that we could do, always do better, but there's lots of examples, I think, where we try and take data into account.
Cool, thank you. And how would you provide regular updates on the progress towards reaching your campaign goal?
Usually just on Facebook,
Instagram.
Promised. Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn is my usual places to post stuff.
That's awesome. Thank you. All right. I think pretty much we covered most of the things. Last surprise question, or maybe what at this instant, if you get grant of 1 million, what you would be spending on?
Oh my goodness. See, I need to make a well thought out, data-driven decision.
You just given it tricky now and you don't have much time to spend it, so you just get this 3 minutes. Yeah.
All right, I'm thinking about this for a moment. There would be many opportunities. I think that I would love to see in the Glenview, Melville, Beta area, there hasn't been a lot of investment there in community facilities. I think working with them to have something like the Peak here in Rotatuna and partnering with the school to build that could be a really cool thing. One other thing, actually. Alternatively, could be.
Sorry, I can't give you more.
Oh no, you can't give me more.
Okay, go for it. So maybe second chance.
One other opportunity that comes to mind is working with Te Whare Korowai, which helps people who are on the streets in the CBD to help them to open up a community hub in Hamilton Central, which would help get people off the street and be in a place where they can get help and find community and connect with other people. So, yeah.
All right. So it was second one, but I think you own it.
Yeah,
awesome. Great job. Thank you. All right. Thank you for your amazing mahi and your plans. I know it was just the casual catch up, but I think you had thought about it, you planned it, and that's why you could answer most of the questions so deeply. Actually, we are running out of time and we are not able to catch up what we want to discuss everything. But I think we pretty much covered most of the things. So honestly, from my bottom of heart, thank you for your amazing mind. I see I follow you on Facebook actually. So I see the amazing work that you're doing around I see the places that you go, and I see initiatives that you take. So that's really great, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
And if you get elected, definitely I would love to interview as well.
Yeah.
And then we can discuss further, because that time once she gets elected, then she will be thinking about, she will be planning it. Now she just had a thought about it, then she will be planning it. So she will be coming with more strategies and prioritize, and will be having good plan to share with us, I guess. So if she gets elected, definitely we would love to catch up with Sarah Thompson.
Yeah. Thank you.
Or anything you'd like to share, or anything you want to say to our wonderful community?
Please make sure that you enrol to vote. You've got until I think the 1st of August to enrol, so that makes it way easier when it comes to voting time. And voting starts in September, and whoever you vote for, make sure you take the time to do it. It's been great to catch up with you. Thanks, Vaishali.
Thank you, Sarah. Yes, Hamiltonians, please, you do vote, whoever you vote, because these elections, they do come every 3 years, and that's a great opportunity for us to select our mayor, councillor, who are doing the amazing work, and the work they do, it impacts lot of lives around, and lot of daily lives, daily activities, and that makes our life a lot easier. So please think what they're going to bring, what the best they're trying to deliver, and vote them. Awesome. Thank you.